You've played the incredible video games, you've seen spectacular miniatures on a tabletop, or maybe in tournaments or at game stores, and it's all whispered to you. You want to find out more. There's got to be more to all of this world that everyone's obsessed with. You want to understand why there's wars, demons, demigods, or a corpse emperor on a golden throne, and you want to understand how that all ties together to the game you played, or the tabletop games you're seeing your friends play. Well, today we're going to be talking about the 5 essential book series that you need to read to fully understand what Warhammer 40k is, and the baseline of how everything happens. Now, there are 254, as of the moment of filming, novels in the Black Library. You do not need to read all of them. That is okay. If you start with this base list, I picked 5 to start with, you will have a good grasp of what Warhammer 40k is, and you can proceed from there to spiral into your factions that you enjoy. And don't worry about it, there's no pacing for this. Each one of these books that you read will help you improve in your understanding and move forward with your Warhammer 40k lore knowledge. And the community is actually super helpful and super friendly, so you can ask questions as much as you like. The only issue that the community has is the wikis are a little bit okay. A lot of them aren't great. A lot of them have bad information. Oftentimes lore changes due to retcons, or sometimes a fan theory becomes quasi-lore, but then Games Workshop overrides it. So people have to go back and fix the wikis, and those are all volunteer things, so it happens when it happens. So figuring out exactly where to start and what the hard canon is may be a little bit difficult. And that's why we're going to tackle this list and start with my entry point to Warhammer 40k, and the one I tend to recommend, although a few of these other ones are also great entry points as well. So kicking things off at number 5 is my personal favorite. It's what got me into Warhammer 40k, and is a great entry point into the lore and understanding what's going on, because it's Band of Brothers in the Warhammer universe. It's very understandable because you have human beings doing human things and fighting to survive. And that is the Founding. This is the omnibus that holds the first 3 novels in this series. The series is fairly long. You do not need to read it all. I would recommend starting with the omnibus because it does have the big core chunks of the lore, so that you can understand what it's like to be an Imperial Guardsman and what a lot of the universe looks like to a normal person. And if you start with the First and Only, which is the first book, it covers Tanith, Gaunt's arrival on Tanith, and his escape as it falls to chaos. This gives you a good picture of how brutal the world is. Tanith is almost idyllic when Gaunt arrives. He's there to recruit more troops to join the Sabbath Crusade and take the fight to Chaos, but Chaos has pulled an end around and sneaks up on Tanith, as well as several other worlds in that sector, and burns them to the ground, literally. The Tanith First and Only is the only regiment to actually escape, hence the only. There will only ever be one Tanith regiment in existence. And from this point on, we get to see their story as they go into the fight and take the fight to the Chaos forces that destroyed their homeworld, fighting for separate causes. Some may be to earn a new planet that they can settle. Some may be out of rage and vengeance. But in the end, they have to work together in order to overcome chaos in all of its forms. So, once again, this is one of my favorites. It is the door that opened me to the 40k lore. I had learned some of it loosely because a lot of my coworkers like to play as well, and were big lore fans that have been in this universe for a very long time. And they all recommended starting with this one. So definitely make sure you guys check that out. So as we start the new year, I'm looking to do something really fun on this channel that may be a little bit different for everybody. I am a professional author, as you can see by the first books in each of my series up there. I am also a Warhammer aficionado, which you can see from all of my armies over here. And the fact that you can't even see half of them because they're on the other side of the room and out of the screen. So I want to combine my loves for storytelling and Warhammer. So starting in January, we're going to be doing a new series on the channel called My Lore. This series is going to be about your custom Space Marine faction, your Votan army, whatever it may be. I want to talk about your lore, and I'm going to write a short story in it, and we're going to read it out and have a lot of fun with it on the channel. So if you want to do a lore-accurate army list based on your Space Marine chapter, or your custom faction, your custom Eldari craft world, or whatever it may be in the Warhammer universe, let me know in the comments below, and I'll reach out to you on DMs to get more information on your factions. The very first one we're going to do is the Channel Army, which is the Night Wardens, and House Hestia, which you can kind of see some of the armatures. I'm still in the process of painting and basing those right now, so the big knights will be coming as well, and hopefully by the time we get there, they will be painted and we can do a full army breakdown with the actual knights that are involved. I make no promises though, that may be a little fast. Painting knights is going to take a while, and I don't know if I'm confident enough to tackle them yet as a painter. I've tackled some big stuff like Magnus, but that is a lot of big surfaces, so we're going to try it out and see what happens. I've done well in the armatures, so that gives me a little bit more hope, but we'll see. But with all that said, I want to know about your faction. If you've got a custom Space Marine chapter, if you've got just a Space Marine chapter that already exists, but you want to put your own twist on it, it's a separate company that hasn't been covered by lore, let me know. That's what I want to talk about. We're still going to be doing lore accurate lists. I've got a bunch of cool stuff coming for the Eldar. We've got stuff in the works for the Iron Warriors. Still trying to hunt down a book for that one. And we've got a bunch of other cool lore accurate lists coming that I am hoping to get out here pretty soon, either later this year or into the start of next year. But over the next month or so, I'm going to be collecting stories from you guys so that we can talk about them probably about once a month throughout 2026. If this is something you guys are interested in, let me know in the comments below. If you think it's cool, let me know in the comments below as well. If you hate the idea, let me know in the comments below as well. We've got a lot of really cool stuff that we're working on, so let's get back to the video so you can keep enjoying the show. Just like our last series, at number 4 is the Ciaphas Cain series. Ciaphas Cain is a much shorter series that is a little bit easier to embrace. Starting with the book For the Emperor, you get to see Commissar Ciaphas Cain leading Imperial Guard forces and going about being a hero of the Imperium throughout the constant fight against Chaos and Xenos and everything that is coming for him. The big reason I like this one is it is filled with a almost dark sarcasm comedy, because Ciaphas Cain openly admits that he is looking to earn a position away from the front so that he can enjoy a nice, comfy, cushy job to retire in. He hates being in the battles. He hates being around all of the death, but somehow he's still constantly the hero. And the struggle to try and balance the desire to move up and move out while also trying to save people and build everything he can around him leads to a really, really cool story. So I definitely recommend checking out For the Emperor as well as the subsequent books in the Ciaphas Cain series so that you can enjoy that and ease yourself into this universe from the point of view of a pretty normal person. Now, if you're coming off of Space Marine 2 and you're looking for more Space Marine lore, there's a standalone novel that is a great entry point for you, and that is Helsreach. Helsreach follows the Black Templars fighting the Orcs on Armageddon, and it is a fascinating story about this struggle for life and this fight to do the Emperor's will and stay loyal throughout all of this destructive chaos and one of the worst Orc invasions in Imperium history. Throughout this, you're following Recruziarch Grimaldus and his struggle to try and keep the Black Templars moving forward and keep their faith buoyed throughout this endless fight, while watching Imperial Guard go down by the billions and Orcs flooding into every inch of this planet, and the Space Marines struggle to survive against that many Orcs. So once again, if you were a fan of Space Marine and Space Marine 2, this would be the book I'd definitely check out first. It's a good introduction to a different branch of the Space Marine universe, a Space Marine chapter that is far more zealous than the Ultramarines. While the Ultramarines are very by the book and cookie cutter almost in a lot of ways, which is half of Titus's problem. The Black Templars aren't. The Black Templars will do anything and everything for the good of the Emperor. And seeing them gives you a good picture of some of the breadth that Space Marines actually have. Have you ever wanted to be part of a brand new Warhammer community that's just getting started? Well, today we're actually launching our Patreon. It's a brand new tier system and community that we're just getting started, where you can not only access all of our previous videos and get major Warhammer advice, lore accurate lists, all that kind of fun stuff. You can also join our channel's Space Marine chapter, and if you're one of the first ones on that tier, actually get your name inscribed on one of the Space Marines. That'll set you guys up as permanent members of the channel for as long as we keep this going. On top of that, there's a bunch of tiers with a bunch of really cool stuff. The higher tiers actually come with either a free shirt or a free hoodie whenever we get those and release them. So make sure you guys join us and take a look at all of the cool bonuses and tiers we have, because there's a lot of really cool stuff on our Patreon. The link will be in the description below. So make sure you join now so that you can say that you were one of the first ones to join the Night Wardens and the Readers That Wargame Patreon. Hope to see you there. At number 2 is the book that, if you want to take the bull by the horns and really embrace it, this is the one to tackle, and that is Horus Rising. The Horus Heresy is the key backbone of 60 to 75% of everything that's going on in the galaxy in the 41st millennium. This takes place 10,000 years before that, where all of what you now know as Chaos Space Marines are still loyal to the Emperor. And it discusses the actual fall of the Emperor and everything that's going on. The nice part is they're currently releasing the Horus Heresy condensed versions. So you're able to take the 52 books that are currently part of the full Horus Heresy and condense them down into 12 that are the critical. You should actually read these. And this will give you the deep lore so that you can understand exactly who your factions are and why they do what they do. A lot of the existence of literally every Imperium faction, with one exception, and every Space Marine chapter, with a couple exceptions, and every Chaos Space Marine chapter, all exist because of the events of the Horus Heresy. So diving into this is something you will do eventually. I typically recommend going with one of the 2 guard recommendations earlier in this section, or Helsreach as well, before you tackle this, because you have to know you want to know more. And until you're ready for that commitment, you may want to hesitate here. But if you do want to move forward, this is how you move forward. Because understanding this will help you understand your factions and why they're doing what they're doing. Even the Eldar are involved with it. The Tyranids and the Tower are the only ones who aren't actually directly involved here, although there is a lot of speculation and rumors that the Tyranids were actually called into the galaxy because of the events of the Horus Heresy as well. So once again, this is number 2 because it's a must-read for lore, but it's also number 2 because it's not one I would start with. Book number 1 on this tier list is one that is actually even in rumors to be a potential grounding for the TV shows that Henry Cavill is working on right now, and that is Eisenhorn. Gregor Eisenhorn is an Inquisitor specializing in Counters Xenos, and he's a fascinating character to get to know, and does a great job introducing you to Warhammer 40k in a very fast-paced series that lets you see the dirty, gritty side of the Imperium. They're great reads to get you into Warhammer 40k lore, and are one of the most common gateways into Warhammer 40k in general when it comes to the actual novels. So I can't recommend this enough. It's definitely one that I would check out and is a must-read for any Warhammer 40k fan who's getting into it. And if you haven't read it yet and you're an experienced 40k fan, also make sure you read it. It does have a lot that affects pretty much every faction and introduces them quite well. And an honorable mention who probably comes in 6th, if you are coming out of Space Marine 2 and you want to go full Ultramarines, there are the Uriel Ventress Chronicles that are pretty good. I really enjoyed them. and they're specific to the Ultramarines. You need to dive into another character who's actually pretty similar to Titus in his beliefs and his standings, and goes about doing a lot of similar things to Titus as well, just in a different part of the Ultramarines. So checking out the novels about Uriel Ventress may be of interest to you if you're a big fan of the Ultramarines and you want to learn more about them as well. So there you have it. There's my list of 5 must-reads for Warhammer 40k fans, whether you're new or experienced. If you think I missed any books or series, let me know in the comments below. And if you'd like me to do a deeper dive for factions or anything like that, also let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys and hear what you guys would like to learn more about. And don't forget to go check out our merch. The link is down below. We have a lot of really cool stuff that comes out each quarter, and the new stuff for this quarter is really, really cool, and I think you guys are going to like it. And finally, don't forget to like and subscribe. We've got a lot of really cool stuff coming up, so make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, and you ring that little bell so that you'll get notified anytime that we have new videos coming out. I try and release them every Tuesday at about 11:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is where I'm at. But if you ring that little bell, you'll get notified if there's any changes or anything like that as well. Plus, you'll get notified if I do any posts or polls like we did to create our Night Wardens chapter. So, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.